Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Kingdoms and Castles. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because I'm certainly excited to be jumping in to this combination of Stonehearth Banished, RimWorld, The Settlers, and Cube World. It's like we took all of those games, got ourselves a nice chicken stock, threw it all into a pot, stirred it around for 45 minutes on medium-high heat, served it up in a nice bowl with some bread, and enjoyed it. Except it's literally nothing like that, because that sounds delicious and this is a video game. So with that said, without any further ado, let's create a new game here in Alpha 3, which, if you know games, you'll know Alpha 3 means this isn't currently finished. We're going to create a new game. We're going to be playing on Sommern, which is easy, which is going to be a good region for a new ruler. There are long, lovely summers, short and mild winters, and less raiders and dragons versus Vintar, which would be hard but isn't currently available. It's also more raiders and dragons than Paxlon, which has none at all because it's basically peaceful mode. I have tried peaceful mode. I've put about an hour and a half, 2 hours into peaceful mode. It's good. I really enjoyed it. It's a little bit too easy for a video though. So let's jump in like I've done here, and we're gonna just randomize the map a couple of times and see what we can get. Now this one's interesting. It's one... Oh no, there's another little tiny island over there. I was gonna say it's one landmass with a lake in the middle. We don't want that. This one doesn't look so bad. I don't mind it too much. I like the little island over here. But you know what? I think we'll go with this one. This one looks fine to me. So... the current name of the kingdom is Ashton. We're going to change that to, of course, Nerdia. We're also going to just pause the game whilst we have a look around, because there's a couple of things that we need to pay attention to before we settle our kingdom. First and foremost is the color of the terrain. So dark green is very fertile land. Green is fertile, yellow is barren. So we want to make sure any farms we place are going on dark green preferably, and then green. We can't actually place them on barren whatsoever. The second thing that we need to pay attention to is where the rocks are. And not the dark rocks, these light rocks. These are the only rocks that we can put quarries on, and quarries are going to be very, very important. Now I'm looking over here, and I'm noticing that there's a decent bit of fertile land around here, a decent number of trees, and also a decent number of rocks. Now what we can do is on each face of these quarries, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 visible faces of these rocks, I can put a quarry. I can get a 5th one there. I could get a, possibly a 6th, 7th, and 8th one over there. So that would be a lot of stone in a relatively small area, which would be very important. And like I said, there's a lot of trees around here, so I can put up a forester hut, which will get me a steady supply of wood. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to settle my keep just over here, because this spot of land is barren, and I don't want to place my keep in the middle of a relatively fertile area, because eventually the idea is to build a proper castle around said keep. So the keep is going to go right about there, and that should be totally fine. We have some stone right here. We have a decent bit of wood as well, so let's go ahead and get some initial chopping orders up for the forests over here. We're just going to clear out the area surrounding the initial keep so that we can actually get ourselves a decent supply of wood right off the bat. So we'll clear all of that out. We'll clear that spot out. We'll clear this as well. Clear that one. And clear this one too, as well as some of the bits over here. Now this is very important because this is going to get us some resources. This is going to get us some wood, which is definitely going to be needed. We're also going to need to go to economy. I don't know why roads are in economy, but we can go to economy. We can get some roads, bring them down like this, and bring them over like this, and eventually over to that spot of fertile land. So we'll get that all done. We'll speed things up. My peasants are going to get to work, and it's going to be beautiful. Now, there are some important things on the UI at the moment. For example, we have 4 peasants. None of them are idle, but there's no beds because they don't have any homes. Happiness is currently at 80. Wood is 14. Stone is 0. Food is 31 out of 50. We have no gold. We can get all of that stuff eventually. We just need to really get to work here. So what we're going to do is right off the bat, we're going to get 3 hovels. So we're going to have room for up to 12 peasants. Each hovel will give you 4 beds. A cottage, which is the next step up, gives you 12. And I don't remember how many beds a manor gives you. But we'll get those built, and that's going to be good space for the peasants to live. Now, we do desperately need to get some farms on the go. So if we go into economy, we can get some farms, and we can see some fertile land around here. Not very much of it, though. There is some up that way as well. I realized I was going to build a road out here, but I'm not going to be doing that now. Can winter go away, please? Because I'd really like to see the land. Right, there's fertile land up here, so what I'll do is I will bring this road up like this. Because we do need a road quite close to the farms. So there's fertile land here that we'll use. We'll get those all in like this. And that should be fine. That's going to be more than enough farms to do us for the time being. Like I said, there's only 4 people at the moment, so they can't all work in the farms. And if we do pay attention to the top left here, we have some info. My lord, people visited our kingdom, but none saw fit to stay. Could we make life more pleasant for our peasants? I do believe we could. We absolutely could make life more pleasant for our peasant? More pleasant for our peasants. That's going to be difficult to say quickly, isn't it? Oh boy, I look forward to messing up that sentence time and time again over the next few videos. That's going to be fun. Oh boy, I just love stumbling over me words. It's one of my favorite things to do. So this exclamation mark right here, these are my advisors inside of the keep. We need more farms. We need roads and houses, and the military advisor has absolutely nothing to say. Now hitting escape pauses the game and moves us to the center of the map, which is a little bit annoying. To pause without bringing up the menu, it is the button to the left of 1 on the keyboard. So that's something to keep in mind. Now we do have some people farming up here, so we should be able to get some food. We don't currently need a granary, which is something we can get because the keep itself has 50 spaces for food storage. So we will have a little bit of food for everybody, which is good news. Now it's year 4. Currently year 4, and 2 new people have just decided to move in as well, which is beautiful news. So they're going to go and immediately start working on the farms, which is going to get us even more food. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to use some of the wood that we have to build a quarry just there. Now I could build another quarry on that side over there. Eventually, I will do, because eventually I'm going to tear down the hovels that are around here. Because if we go into castle, you can build walls and you can build gates, and archer towers can go on top of the walls. But archer towers need gold, and to get gold, we need a throne room, which will let me set taxes. So we're going to need 50 stone to do that. We're also going to need to get a bunch of quarries up here, but we'll do that eventually as well. So we have a lot of work to do. We have a heck of a lot of work to do. Hopefully we can get this quarry done relatively quickly, because if we can do that, then we can get some foresters' huts up and running. If we go into economy, a forester's hut needs 15 trees and 5 stone, or 15 wood and 5 stone. So once the quarry is up and running, that's going to get us plus 3 stone relatively quickly. So hopefully that doesn't take too long. It does look like it is taking a little while, though. They really are taking their time with that. I guess we don't have that many people working on it currently, so that's kind of to be expected. Also, it's raining like crazy, and the water levels apparently rise when it's raining. I haven't noticed that before. That's kind of cool, actually. That's a nice little feature right there. Okay, so this is now working. It's not fully staffed though, so we're not getting that much from the quarry. But once more people join us, we will. So that's fine. We're getting a little bit of stone at the moment. Not as much as I'd like, but it's certainly better than nothing. So let's see if we can make things a little bit more pleasant for everybody around here. We could try and get ourselves a tavern once we get 15 stone, but a town square will actually cost less. Well, no, the problem with the town square is we can hold festivals, but those festivals require 25 gold each. So we probably do want to go for a tavern. No way we're getting a church. And we're also going to need a well, because wells are basically fire protection. So we're going to want one of these, and I'm going to throw it just there. So if anything catches fire, we can fairly quickly put it out. I'd also like to get another hovel and throw it there. And I'll get another one and throw it there and there. So that's going to bring us up to 24 peasants in total, or 24 beds. Not necessarily 24 peasants. But we would have room for 24 peasants, and that's kind of the important thing here. So we'll hopefully get those built nice and quickly, although everybody is working. That's one thing to keep in mind. If everybody's working, they're not going to prioritize building until that is something that they can prioritize. I think what I'll do actually is I'll demolish one of the farms so that one worker will be idle, technically, which means that he will hopefully get on with construction. Now, the well is finished, which is good. There's no one currently working at it. Well, no one actually has to work at it, but that's good. Gives us good coverage of the houses, gives us a bit of coverage of the farms, gives us coverage of the quarry. So we should totally be okay right there. We have 3 new residents. No one currently idle. Bit of construction going on there, which is good news. We are going to need to be wary of the fact that we will be invaded fairly soon. Vikings will invade and they will pillage. And if they have a big old ogre with them, then what's going to happen is they will destroy some of our buildings. Now, we can defend ourselves. Like I said, we can get castle walls. We can get the archer towers, but we're not going to be getting those just yet. We are going to go straight for the throne room, though, which is a fairly important addition to the castle. Like I said, the throne room is going to let me tax my people, which is going to bring me in some gold, which means I can eventually get the archer tower. So hopefully we can do that. Happiness is pretty good, though. I'm actually really pleased to see happiness sitting around 75 there. I want to try and keep happiness up because good happiness means we're going to be bringing new people in quite regularly. Now, we do have 18 of them. There's 2 of them idle, which means I can put them to work if I want to. I realize I have 15 wood, 15 stone, so I can probably get myself a forester, which is going to be a step in the right direction. Although what I'd also like to do is work straight towards the quarry space up here. So what I think I'm going to do is just chop down some of the trees around here and send them out to chop down those trees as well, because there's a lot of good farming space in here too. And I can eventually get myself a windmill, which will improve productivity of farms within its radius. Now, the windmill has 8 spaces around it, so every tile around the windmill, including the corners, will have improved productivity. So a windmill goes in the middle of a square of 9 smaller squares, if you get what I mean. It's, imagine this farm is the windmill. Every tile around it is going to have better productivity. That's basically how that works. I don't know if I needed to explain it. You might have got it based on what I said, but, you know, better to make sure that everything is nicely understood. So let's put a road just there. And let me also bring a road over like this as well. Let's see, where is this gonna go? I want a road to go this way. Sort of right into the middle of that space. Couple of really good plots just there that I'm going to be going over, which is a bit of a problem, but we'll not worry about it too much. The thing is, as well, the Vikings can pillage roads, so they might very well be inclined to break some of my roads. And honestly, I'm not too worried if they do, because they're easily fixable and they're quite cheap to build. And having the roads up here like this might be a way to get the Vikings to attack and only break those roads rather than going from my my kingdom itself down here. So this might work in my favor. It might not, but it might. So let's go ahead and build a small stockpile just there. And let me also go in and say that I want some quarries. Now, I can't get quarries because I don't have any trees. I realize I don't have any foresters yet. So I'm going to want to fix that. Let's chop that down. And let's chop that down. And we can get ourselves some foresters, because we do need the trees to get them. That tree looks like it's about to come down, which is good. There we go. So we're up to 16 wood. Let's get a forester. I kind of want to put it back there, to be honest. Or in that spot. That's probably a better location for it. So let's get a forester just in there. And let's also send my peasants out to start chopping down all of these trees, because I'm never going to put a forester out there. That's going to end up being like a big old residential space or something. So we'll just start chopping down all of those trees. I'll not bother telling them to chop all of them yet, but we'll get them to chop down quite a few of them. It also looks like we might need more farms. Now that I look at the amount of food we have, we probably do need more farms. We have no one idle though, which is interesting. I guess we just don't have enough food production. Let's see, what can I do about that? I guess I could put some houses over here. Get a couple more hovels on the go. Should probably be okay. We'll get those farms built. The stockpile has been built. The forester's hut has almost been built. We are up to a decent amount of wood, so let's go ahead and get a quarry there. And apparently I do need more wood to build another one, so we'll get it there. This is going to be great, though. This is going to give us so much stone, and that's going to be so important for defending the kingdom. So I'm quite looking forward to seeing what we can manage to do here. A couple of people kind of hungry there. Yeah, we are actually out of food. We're consuming food quicker than I thought we were. I think part of the problem, though, is that these guys are having to go quite a distance to store the food because they have to follow the roads around. So if I can get up to 15 trees, what I can do, which I don't think I can get up to 15 trees, so chop that, please. Someone go chop that tree down. Come on, someone chop the tree down, because we need to get a small granary just into this spot. Because then they won't have very far to go at all with the food that they grow. So economy, small granary, and put it there. So that's the perfect spot for a small granary. It's going to give them a much smaller distance to cover when it comes to storing their food. Now that's on fire, which is a problem, but they can go to the water just up here to get water to put the fire out. So there we go. The fire's out. The granary is about to be finished. Possibly. Come on, finish the granary. There we go. So granary's finished and does have a beautiful little animation when you click on it. I do like that. And that's a good spot for it. That is a really good spot for that granary. So we can do some good stuff with that. I'm also thinking I'm gonna build another small stockpile just up here, so these guys don't have too far to go with the wood from the forester's hut. So we can get that done nice and quickly. Let's also head out here again to chop down the rest of these trees, which I'll put to good use as other forester huts. So we have one forester up there. I want to get a forester in there, I think. That's it, that'll be a pretty good spot. And Vikings are invading. Right, so the Vikings are invading from down here, and there's only one boat. There's no giant ogre. That's very good news, because it means none of my buildings are going to be destroyed. They might set a couple of things on fire, but what they'll mainly do is kidnap my people. Which, if I'm being perfectly honest, not as much a big deal as having buildings destroyed. So the Vikings are going to come in. They will, like I said, probably set things on fire, such as that house. And the guys that set things on fire are leaving, but you can see they're running around here. They are not actually doing much. Maybe they're not going to grab anyone. They seem to be having some trouble. Oh no, that one got someone. There he goes. That poor guy. That's kind of unfortunate. He's like the only guy being taken by the Vikings. And then they're going through the water. Oh no, they're just floating back to their boat. Of course they are. All right. I want to get a view of this. That's kind of interesting. I kind of like that. Why is that exclamation mark out there? That's my advisors. What? It's very strange. So that's the Viking boat right there. Gonna just grab a cheeky screenshot of that because I might use it for the thumbnail for this video. Although the thumbnail for this video is probably going to be that, to be honest. I don't know. I'll figure something out. I don't know why I'm getting the thumbnail shot in the video. But there we go. So we have wood production. We have stone production. I do want more stone production, so we're going to get another quarry there, a quarry there. Quarry there, and another one up there at some point as well. So stone production is going to be very good. We are going to have a lot of it. Which, like I said, going to be very important to have that stone production because that's how we are going to be going ahead and managing to get all the walls that we're going to be needing. So get another quarry in there. And we are going to need a lot of people to work those quarries. You know, it's all well and good building them, but we don't actually have anyone to work them, so we're going to need to figure that out. I'd also like to point out the food stores have come up to 250. We're also above 100 food there in total, so having this granary right here has worked out very nicely for the farms. No one seems to be starving. Happiness is at 75 as well, so what I think I'll do is I'm actually going to move some houses. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get a cottage just up here. And I'd get another one just done here by these farms in a moment. And what I can do is with one cottage, I can demolish 3 hovels. So let's get another cottage on the go, which is going to be there. And I can demolish 6 hovels because a cottage houses 12 people and a hovel houses 4. So we can start demolishing those and move all of those people into cottages. Now, obviously, a lot of people are homeless at the moment, but we'll fix that once the cottages are done. So we currently have 20 beds for 32 people. That is about to be fixed with the construction of this second. Come on, get it done. The second cottage. There we go. So everybody now has a bed, which is beautiful. So we can build another cottage, and that one will be used for expanding the population just a little bit as well. So we'll bring this along here like so. And we'll get a cottage just there. And that means I can go ahead and demolish the 2 remaining hovels. And what I can also do is I could put a well back there possibly. I don't know if they'd actually be able to get to it, but I'm curious because that would be a bit of fire coverage for that area. It looks like they can access it. I know they can access it through the water, so I guess I'll hope for the best. I can also sincerely hope that they're going to be quick with the construction of this cottage, but it looks like they're actually taking their time, which is a little bit of a worry. It'll get done eventually, though. I also realize I haven't set any taxes. Tax rate of 1, please. Although happiness is at 50 at the moment, which is probably not going to help with that tax rate. Or rather, the tax rate's not going to help with the happiness. Happiness is down to 38. If we can fix the homelessness problem, we can fix the we can fix the happiness problem. Just doesn't seem like they're interested in doing that. Which is a bit strange, actually, that they're not doing any construction. They usually don't take this long. They're waiting for resources, they're waiting for wood and stone. But they're just not doing anything. That is very, very strange that they're just not doing anything whatsoever. The well isn't being constructed. We'll demolish the well and say we don't want that to be done. Maybe if I got some people out of their jobs. Like maybe if I go and say, I mean, that thing's not fully staffed. That is and that is. So I'm actually gonna try and demolish the quarries around here that don't currently have workers, because I think I might be overdoing it a little bit. So demolish all of that. No one's currently idle, which is fine. People are leaving the kingdom. That's okay. Don't worry about it. You guys are now idle, so you're going to construct things. Good. That's all I wanted. They can get on with the house. We'll rebuild the population. This is a little bit of a hiccup that happened because there were too many jobs going and these guys weren't interested in construction. So once that cottage is built, we can start building the population up a little bit again. And they'll be a little bit happier as well. So happiness is now rising, which is good. There's plenty of food. There's plenty of jobs. Plenty of stone. Plenty of wood. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to leave it there for today. We've made a pretty good start here in Kingdoms and Castles. One person may have left the kingdom recently, but it's year 23 in the small village of Nerdia. We have moved all of our citizens into cottages out of the hovels that they once inhabited. We have a lot of stone, so next time we're probably going to look into moving all of our farms into this area and setting up a defensive perimeter of towers and walls around the castle and also around the farms themselves. So I guess we'll see what happens. Either way, thank you kindly for watching. This has been Kingdoms and Castles Part 1, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!